So previously we have learned how to multiply a monomial by a monomial. Now in this section we are going to learn how to multiply a monomial by a binomial. But before we do that, let's first do a recap of the distributive property we have studied. So recall we have studied two parts of the distributive property of multiplication over addition and distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So let's revisit both of them. First, distributive property of multiplication over addition. So if we have three numbers a, b and c, then a multiplied by b plus c is equal to a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. That is, the term outside of the bracket has to be multiplied with each of the terms inside the bracket. So we have two terms inside the bracket. So a into b plus a into c. So this was the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Let's have a look at an example. Let's ask you to find 6 multiplied by 4 plus 3. So what is this equal to? Whatever is outside of the bracket, it has to be multiplied with each of the terms inside the bracket. So 6 multiplied by 4 plus 6 multiplied by 3. So we have 6 multiplied by 4, copy the plus sign, 6 multiplied by 3, right? So 6 into 4 plus 6 into 3. So what is 6 into 4? 24. 6 into 3, 18. 24 plus 18, that is 42, right? Let me take another example. Let's say we have 7 into 100 plus 5, right? So how do we find this? 7 multiplied by 100 plus 7 multiplied by 5. So 7 into 100 plus 7 into 5. That is 7 into the first number inside the bracket plus 7 into the second number inside the bracket. So this is 700 plus 7 into 5, 35. That is 735, right? So this was the distributive property of multiplication over addition. That is by distributing this calculation, right? So distributive property of multiplication over addition. So in general, if we have three numbers a, b and c, a into b plus c is a into b plus a into c. That is, first multiply a with b plus a multiplied by c. So this was the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Similarly, we have distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. What is that? See, a into b minus c is equal to same principle, a multiplied by b minus a multiplied by c. So a into b minus a into c, right? That is, whatever is outside of the bracket, it has to be multiplied with each term inside the bracket. So we have a multiplied by b, because we have a minus sign over here, hence a minus sign, a multiplied by c. So a multiplied by b minus a multiplied by c. Let me take an example. Let's say we have 7 into 5 minus 3. So how do we do this? See, 7 multiplied by the first number minus 7 multiplied by the second number. So we have 7 multiplied by 5, minus sign over here, hence minus 7 multiplied by 3. So this is equal to 35 minus 21, that is equal to 14, right? So hence we have done a recap of the distributive property of multiplication over addition and distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So just remember, whatever is outside of the bracket, this term has to be multiplied with each term inside the bracket. So this into the first term inside the bracket, copy the sign, this into the second term inside the bracket. So a into b minus a into c, a into b plus a into c, right? So having learned this, now we're in a position to properly understand multiplication of a monomial with a binomial. I repeat, first of all, make sure you're absolutely clear with this, because once you're clear with this, only then will you be able to understand multiplication of a monomial with a binomial, right? So this is the distributive property of multiplication over addition and multiplication over subtraction. So first go through this once. Once you're clear, then proceed to distribution. So once you're clear with this, then let's learn how to multiply a monomial with a binomial. So in this video, we're going to learn how to multiply a monomial with a binomial. What is a monomial? One term. Binomial, two terms. So monomial, one term. Binomial, two terms, right? So multiplication of a monomial with a binomial. So I've written down 3 questions over here. So with the help of these 3 questions, we'll understand how to multiply a monomial with a binomial, right? Now you already know how to multiply a monomial with a binomial. How do you know? See, it is the same principle as the distributive property. See, we have 3x into 5y plus 2. That is a into b plus c. So we already know how to do this. See, it is very, very simple. The same principle as distributive property. So 3x multiplied by 5y plus 3x multiplied by 2. That is, this dot over here means multiplication. I repeat, don't get confused. This over here is multiplication. So 3x multiplied by 5y plus 3x multiplied by 2. So this is equal to 3x multiplied by 5y plus 3x multiplied by 2. I repeat, same. This is basically distributive property of multiplication over addition. So 3x multiplied by 5y plus 3x multiplied by 2. So we have product of two monomials. What is 3x multiplied by 5y? 3 into 5 is 15. X into y is xy. Plus 3x multiplied by 2, that is 6x. So we have 15xy plus 6x. Right? So this over here is the answer. I repeat, 3x into 5y plus 2 is 15xy plus 6x. So I repeat once again, same distributive property. First number into the first number inside the bracket plus this number into the second number inside the bracket. So 3x into 5y plus 3x into 2. Similarly, let's solve this question. Minus 2x multiplied by 4y minus 3. So minus 2x into 4y minus 2x multiplied by 3. So minus 2x into 4y, that is minus 2x multiplied by 4y. We have a minus sign over here, hence minus 2x multiplied by 3. So we have minus 2x into 4y, minus 2 into 4 is minus 8, x into y is xy, minus 2x into 3 is minus 6x. So we have minus into minus, that is plus. So minus 8xy plus 6x. Right? So simple distributive property. That is why I told you before this lecture, do visit that recap of that distributive property, right? Because multiplication of a monomial with a binomial is same as distributive property, right? So last but not the least, 2a square b square into ab minus a square b square. So this into the first number minus this into the second number. So 2a square b square multiplied by ab. Then we have a minus sign over here, hence minus 2a square b square into a square b square. So 2a square b square into a square b square. So what do we get? 2a cube b cube minus 2a to power 4 b to power 4. That is a square into a square is a to power 4, b square into b square b to power 4. So this over here is the answer. So this is how you multiply a monomial with a binomial. I repeat, same principle like distributive property. So whatever is outside of the bracket, it has to be multiplied with each term inside the bracket. So begin with this, 3x multiplied by 5y plus 3x multiplied by 2 minus 2x multiplied by 4y minus 2x into 3. So make 2a square b square into ab minus 2a square b square into a square b square. That is very, very simple. Whatever is outside of the bracket, it has to be multiplied with each term inside the bracket. So we have two terms inside the bracket, so two multiplications. Outside with the first term and outside with the second term. And whatever is the sign over here, same sign over here. We have a plus here, so plus here, minus here, minus here, minus here, minus here, right? So this is how you multiply a monomial with a binomial. I repeat, simply multiply the monomial outside with each term inside the bracket. So 2a square b square into ab minus 2a square b square into a square b square. Similarly, minus 2x into 4y minus 2x into 3. 3x into 5y plus 3x into 2. So this is how you multiply a monomial with a binomial.